sacrifice me for his own glory. I need to make sure you heard me. God will sacrifice you just for him to receive honor.
Yes, sir.
Here's my conundrum with that. I thought my life being stretched to sacrifice. My life was being stretched to sacrifice when I said yes to the call to preach. I thought the limits to my sacrifice was God telling me he wants 10% of all of my accumulation. Y'all ain't praying with me. And he wants me to put it in the offering. I thought the stretch to my sacrifice is that in every conversation, somewhere between hello and goodbye, I'm supposed to check to see if somebody knows Jesus. And if they don't, I'm supposed to witness and testify to them. The text, however, is suggesting that God may require of us an extreme sacrifice for his honor, for his glory. And what is more chilling than anything else is he won't ask you for your permission. Help me through here. I would suggest that it is precisely how close you are to him that determines his freedom to put you on the altar for a sacrifice. You might want to be careful when you ask God to take you to the next level. You might want to be careful when you ask God, take me higher. You might want to be careful when you ask God, take me deeper. Because it might mean that you're saying, God, do with me whatever you want to, including putting me on the stage of excruciating circumstances, excruciating suffering, so that somebody else might give you all the glory. He doesn't ask Lazarus if he's willing to be the sacrifice. He just lets him get sick.
Amen. Amen.
Then he lets him die. He lets him get buried. Give him over to the genesis of decomposition. Wrapped in grave clothes with a linen napkin over his brow. And then 4 days later, shows up, wakes him up from the grave. And he says he does it to honor God, to promote glory, and so that the Son might be glorified. This is about as grown up a sermon point that you are ever going to hear. Because it takes maturing discipleship, faith, to accept that God has purposes above your happiness. I feel the Holy Ghost in here. It takes maturing faith to accept that God has purposes above your satisfaction. And while I'm out here, I might as well show y'all I can tread in deep water. And tell you that God has purposes that are bigger than treasures and favor and blessings. Y'all ain't gonna help me. So what he's doing is to draw attention to himself. It's going to be opposite of what makes you happy. I don't know about you, but I would not want to serve a God who I can manipulate by my passion, my attitude, and my giving him a temper tantrum. Because if God can be manipulated by my attitude or my passion to want something, it means he will in a season give me something that I think I want until after I get it. I want to now to ask him to take it back from me because what I thought was good for me, because I had convinced myself that it was good to me. No, I want a God Just because you say please. Because if it ain't for you, he won't let it come to you. And you ought to thank God for that. Because it also means that nobody can stop you from getting what God has determined is for you. Because what is for you is for you. Say yes. I'm closing. But I've often wondered, Brother Deacons, what could Nazareth not believe now after coming back from the grave? What doubt could grip Lazarus that would make him back up from Christ after this experience? What problem would make him stay in bed on Sunday morning after this type of deliverance? Some of y'all looking at me this morning. Some of y'all who are here this morning have been through so much that there ought not be a circumstance that can make you not believe that God is working it out for your good. Some of you today should never be unmotivated about being a disciple for Jesus Christ, because you have not just been to the doorstep of death, but you've spent days inside the tomb, and God has brought you back. And the fact that you're back means that you ought to be able to testify that there is no mistake that God can bring you back from. There is no sin that God cannot forgive. There is no weakness that God cannot turn to strength. There is no closed door that God cannot let you kick off. Say yes. There is no depression that God can't turn to joy. There is no prayer that God can't answer. There is no way that God can't make a way. Say yes. The old saints used to say,